Well, I would love to come to India. In Canada, where I grew up, in Vancouver specifically, there's a large Indian population, and so I know Indian sweets and I love Indian desserts. When we did Imagine, I listened to a lot of Chang'e and I listened to a lot of Taemin, and so those were big influences on Imagine. K-pop isn't very collaborative because of the schedules. The schedules are very tight. We're always doing comebacks at the same time, and so I don't really get to collaborate as often as I'd like, and I love working with others.
Thank you so much, Brooklyn, for joining us on this interview. We know you have a hard schedule right now, so thank you very much for taking time out for this interview.
Well, thank you for having me.
You've been one with music for a very long time now, like for as far back as we can remember. So the first thing I'd like to ask you is, why music?
Why music? I would say it's about the emotions. It's about kind of being the maestro and having control over like a journey through my performance. That's how I feel about music.
In the same vein, why was K-pop something that attracted you, especially when you could have had an equally successful career in the Western music industry?
Thank you so much, first of all. The thing that I love about K-pop is how I just what do I love about K-pop? Like everything. I just love that you can do anything and everything, really. If you can dream it, it can be your concept, and that's probably my favorite part.
What else would you say is your favorite part about being in K-pop?
Well, I haven't done it in a while, but I would say performing is a really big thing for me. I really enjoy performing live. I miss doing that in front of a bigger audience. Right now, it's just in front of cameras, so it's not as much fun as it used to be.
So have you performed from a very young age as well?
Yeah, I've done a lot of theater. I've done a lot of drama. My first musical performance in front of an audience was when I was 8, and I played James Brown in a Motown play.
And that's incredibly impressive because where else were we at like 8 years old and you were all there on the stage shining?
Oh, it wasn't anything big.
So, is there anything about K-pop that you feel like you don't quite relate to or identify with, even though you're a K-pop singer?
The only thing that doesn't quite sit with me, like doesn't really totally agree with me, I would say is probably K-pop isn't very collaborative because of the schedules. The schedules are very tight. We're always doing comebacks at the same time, and so I don't really get to collaborate as often as I'd like, and I love working with others.
Who would you say are some of your top musical influences, both in and out of K-pop?
In and out of K-pop, well, this one's pretty popular when I answer, and I always say Michael Jackson. He was in the Jackson 5, and then he went on to have just a wildly successful solo career, and so I very much idolize him. And within K-pop, that changes from comeback to comeback. But when we did Imagine, I listened to a lot of Chang'e and I listened to a lot of Taemin, and so those were big influences on Imagine.
If you could shoot your next music video anywhere on planet Earth, where would it be and what concept would it have?
Anywhere. I would say there was this place in Peru that's like a town, a little town by an oasis in the middle of a desert, and I would love to do that. That I don't know what the concept would be, but I think it would be beautiful.
Might we suggest a desert prince concept over there?
Desert Prince? Okay.
Yeah.
You got it. You got it.
That's amazing. So, how do you feel about coming to India for a concert when hopefully the pandemic is over and we're in a better place?
Well, I would love to come to India. In Canada, where I grew up, in Vancouver specifically, there's a large Indian population, and so I know Indian sweets and I love Indian desserts.
So, we would love to have you here and just let us know when you'd like to come and we'll take full care of you.
Of course. That sounds like a plan.
So, your music video for Imagine is quite acting heavy, and like you said, you've been doing a lot of musical theater and stage acting for a while. And idols are often known to transition into the acting industry from K-pop. So, have you ever thought about giving acting a chance?
I don't really think like I'm good enough for like K-pop Korean drama, K-drama. But I think that because I love theater and I love drama class growing up. and now in my music videos, I get to kind of act in front of a camera. Maybe some like type of like TV show or movie work would be a lot of fun. Actually, I would consider it. I would definitely consider it.
It's really amazing for viewers and fans as well to see you emote such a heavy range of emotions through your music and music videos. So it's like a dream to see you actually take on acting in a drama or a movie.
Maybe then.
So, what would you say is your ultimate goal when it comes to your music and towards being a musician? Do you have any resolutions that you'd like to fulfill by the end of this year?
By the end of this year, I mean, I'd love to take over the world, but but musically, like by the end of this year, I hope to release some more music. We've been working a lot on positive stuff, because I think that's just what the world needs right now, some more positive music, and so that's what I'd like to do by the end of the year, some more positive music.
That's really exciting. And with the English version of Imagine out, is there an album on the horizon?
Is there an album on the horizon? There's new music. There's definitely new music, but I can't speak about an album.
Yeah, that's good enough for us. Like anything we get from Brooklyn, we're like super happy.
Maybe like I would love to do like 5 albums if I could. Maybe 5 mini albums, something like that. That'd be awesome.
It's amazing. That's all so exciting. So finally, before we wrap this up, do you have anything to say to your fans all over the world and in India?
Well, I would say thank you just so much for all the support, and I'd love to visit India one day. I'm just really grateful for all the positivity I've received. It's just it gets me through every day.
I mean, the same effect that you have on fans have on you, and it's so lovely to see such a healthy relationship between an artist and their fans. So thank you so much for being you for fans.
Oh, well, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. I'm trying not to cry now.
Before we get more emotional, would you like to sing us out with one of your songs?
Okay, there's just I'm gonna give you the first line in the new English Imagine. It goes something it just a little hint. Just imagine you and I when we're all alone. And that's it.
Thank you so much for your time. It was lovely meeting you, and stay safe.
Yeah, you too, and thanks again for having me.